Okay, so welcome back to our channel. It's just me again this time, unfortunately, but I'm going to be doing a review of episode 12 of season 8 titled The Key. Okay, so before I get into this episode, again, I recorded this yesterday and the fireman stopped me, so, you know, I spoke for about an hour. I don't write down notes for these, so I usually just watch the episode and then, you know, get straight into the review. So we have Negan visit Dwight in his room and he basically tells him, you know, chug down a beer and get out here because I need my best men today. Put on your best vest. Things don't go well at all. Not for Negan anyway, but we cut to the Saviours, you know, putting guts on the weapons and stuff from the Walkers, which I know a lot of people are saying, how's it going to work? Because Shane did it in the bus, you know, in season 2 and 80 miles out. He cut his hand with a knife that he already used on Walkers. We had Sasha slashed Abe's arm and nothing happened to him. There are more examples. It's happened more than those 2 times. But I don't know. I think there could be a possible scientific reason, maybe they'll say. Or maybe Negan just doesn't know that it works. Maybe he's just like hoping. He's just like, you know what? This should work, shouldn't it? Because they bite you, you turn and stuff, you get sick, so this should work. Maybe he's just guessing. What I really like as well is when Negan goes up to Simon, Simon's doing his thing, putting the guts on his weapon or whatever. You have Negan, who's like the people at the hilltop, they're going to fall to their knees, they're going to really wish they didn't mess with us, blah, blah, blah. And then Simon gives this very sarcastic smile, like, yep, I don't want to do that, you're doing the wrong thing, I want to kill him. So the whole Simon and Dwight parts, I absolutely loved them. I really did. This whole Simon thing is so interesting because they both don't want Negan in the picture, but they have such different views after that. I mean, Simon just wants to be in control and kill everyone, really. They don't scare. He's like, at one point he even says, like, I want to go out and make new relationships, but Simon, mate, I mean, you're a loose cannon. Dwight starts to understand, I guess, but then at the same time, he's like, you know, going to the hilltop to kill everyone. Now, there's something in this episode that, watching it, I was like, I went back and I was looking at it and I was like, what's with this? It's when, like, Dwight has his cigarettes. Well, he has one cigarette in some, like, messed up packet. I think it's Sherry's because it has a lipstick on it. Beginning of the episode, before Negan comes into his room, he has, like, the wedding rings too. And later on in the episode, he takes out that same packet, but then, like, the cigarette looks different. It's not the same one, is it, that he flicks off? I mean, I don't know what to think there. Is it a mess up? Is it a different cigarette? It looks like a different cigarette. I don't know. Now, I'm not the only one who's noticed this. A few people have. Maybe he had another one in his pocket. I don't know. I like the convo between Simon and Dwight when Simon's just saying to him, you know, you've been on both sides of the iron. At that moment, I was like, yeah, he has. And also, you could kind of see that in a way where it's like, he's also been on both sides, both teams, really. I mean, he's on Rick's, really, but he's with the Saviours, so you could take it that way. I love Stephen Ogg's acting in this episode. I really like it. From the beginning of the episode, when he's like, we don't kill him, you can see his frustration. He doesn't like saying that, but he's like, you know what? I have to follow Negan. And at the same time, like when he's in the truck with Dwight, he's ranting. I mean, he says the big man knows what to do when he's talking about Negan, obviously. And like, he sits there and he's thinking about it for a bit and he gets real frustrated and he just starts going on, like they don't scare. I absolutely loved it. And then when Negan gets hit by Rick, you see that smirk. Man, this is just so interesting, and it's a shame we've got 4 episodes left of this. And as much of a dick as Simon is, their character is so interesting. Like, the relationship between him and Negan, it's so interesting. Another scene I really liked was the scene between Daryl and Rick. Yeah, I mean, Daryl here is just different, isn't he? I mean, he's speaking more, and it's something that a lot of fans, even people that don't really like Daryl, a lot of them just wanted this. I mean, I think Daryl needed this. What he actually gets out to Rick is that, I mean, with the plan, telling him that he just wanted Negan dead, he wanted Negan done, he didn't even have a chance to do anything. And Rick understands that, you know, he says, screw other people, it's all about our people. And he did the same thing, and which, in this episode, he actually does the same thing. Instead of going along with a plan, he sees Negan and just gets in the car and goes after him. So he kind of like does what Daryl tries to do in the first half of the season. I mean, I just love Daryl here. Without going into too much detail, I just love Daryl here. Daryl here, this is what I wanted. I want more scenes with him talking more like this. And also love the relationship between Rick and Daryl. From the first half of the season, them fighting, I thought they weren't going to revisit that. Because Daryl was acting recklessly and he was shooting anyone and everyone. And Rick wasn't. And now it's kind of like, with Carl's death, were they going to revisit that? Are they going to talk about that? And they did. So I'm happy they didn't ignore it. So the Rick and Negan stuff. This is the stuff in the episode that I absolutely loved. The dialogue, just everything. The soundtrack, just so perfect. So Rick sees Negan, instead of going on with a plan, he's like, fuck it, I'm going to get in my car, I'm going to go after him, I'm going to kill him, I'm going to have him done now. Chases him down, he hits Negan, chases Negan off, Simon's there smiling, he's like, Negan's out the way, I can now control the Saviours. So after Simon tells all the Saviours to stay back while him and Dwight go and check what's going on, we cut to Negan. And he's crashed. And I would have liked to have seen him crash. I think that would have been a cool shot. But, you know, it didn't take away from the episode. I suppose that could just be a nitpick. So Rick runs after him, ducks Lucille, which, when I saw that, I was like, whoa, that was a really cool shot. He misses Negan again with his Colt Python. Negan in this episode is a lucky son of a bitch. Gets to the point where Rick actually runs out of ammo and Negan hears it. And he's like, getting kind of cocky. He's like, yep, come on. And I'm thinking, yeah, alright then, it's Hatchet versus Lucille. Let's see this. But Rick just launches it at him, and it made me laugh during the episode because the way Negan falls and he's dangling, it's like shit, and he's calling for Lucille. It's like he doesn't even care about anything else. It's like, Lucille, that's it. I mean, Rick's coming up the stairs, mate. Rick's got the hatchet out the wall and he's going to come after you. And you're screaming Lucille. Just shows you how much that bat means to him. But at this point, I'm like, right, how's Negan getting out of this? He's dangling, Rick's got a hatchet in his hand. Is he going to chop off Negan's fingers or something? I mean, they're going to change the show and like have Negan have a few fingers missing or something. But nope, he calls Rick an arsehole and he drops. And it's like, wow, how did you not get him? Absolutely love those scenes though, I really do. So then we have Rick who has the light eye in the tunnels like underneath. Negan survived. He's like, I'm a damn cat, which yep, he is. And he's looking for Lucille. And Rick is just talking to him in these scenes and he's just like, you have these women sleep with you and you can't save me, you can't save anyone. And one line I really did love is, there's only a matter of time before you're going to meet someone like me, and it's true. And Negan's deal was absolutely hilarious. 25%. We'll have a lousy 25%, he says to him. He says, Rick, you can be the janitor. And I'm just sitting there thinking, really? Rick's chasing you and he's gone through all this to be a janitor? No, that's not happening. But what Rick says next is interesting. He says, why would I accept anything from you after what he does JADIS to people? And that's when Negan's like, what are you talking about? And he doesn't actually know. I mean, for all Rick knows, yeah, Negan went there and killed them. You know what I mean? And Negan there is like, alright, then I'll put two and two together. It's Simon. Simon did this before at the Oceanside. It's pretty damn obvious. He killed the people that were of the Oceanside. He killed all of them. This whole season we've had that conflict between the two. It's kind of obvious that Simon used to be the leader. And now, Simon, mate, you are screwed because now Negan knows what you've done and you're going to get punished for that. At the end of the episode we have JADIS. I'll go into that. Who wants to kill Simon? Like, Simon, you're screwed, man. And Dwight also. I don't think Dwight's going to allow him to do what he wants to do. And that's kill people at the hilltop. So that scene there is already amazing as it is. And then it goes to another level. Rick picks Lucille up. He found her. I love the shot. I love the shot of him with Lucille. Sets it on fire, which apparently was with Glenn's lighter. I would not have known. They could have focused on that in the brightest light ever, and I would not have known that's Glenn's lighter. If you did know about watching Talking Dead, then you are a hardcore fan, because that... you gotta have good eyes for that. This is when Negan gets super pissed. So Rick and Negan, they go back and forth for a bit. You have Rick catching walkers on fire with Lucille, which I absolutely love. Negan manages to get away. With Lucille too, through a window. Runs away from Rick. He goes running. And you have Rick with his hatchet who takes out all the walkers, and he's just so badass. Gets out, and then Negan's gone. And it's like, okay, where's he gone? At the end of the episode, we find out that he's with JADIS. JADIS has him at gunpoint. Where is JADIS taking him? Personally, when I was watching it, I thought that JADIS is probably taking him to Rick, taking him to Alexandria, or taking him somewhere like that, in exchange for somewhere to stay. That's what I can think of. She has no people left. Or she could say to him, I want Simon, and that's it. Because of what he's done to her people, she has nothing to really live for. Could be that. But I don't see that, because at the same time, it's like, JADIS could possibly die at the end of the season, but I do think she has more to offer. I mean, they give her more of a story, and people like her more after that, after what happened with the Simon thing. So, you know, I hope she don't die, but it is possible. And of course, I've got to mention Georgie, haven't I? Georgie, is it Hilda and Midge? They're two, like, goofy characters. I'm not sure what to think about them. They're very strange. But yeah, Maggie sees a crate quite a distance from the hilltop. They go to get it. They bring it back. It says, meet at a certain point and we can trade. Basically, that's basically what it says. And Michonne's like, we should take this chance. Maggie's like, nope. Enid's like, nope. So then Michonne's just on her own, really. But she does mention that, you know, Rick will come round. She brings up something that happened in season 5. Episode was called The Distance, when they're practically on their way to Alexandria. She tries to convince Rick to go into Alexandria, and he doesn't want to. And that's what she brings up here. She basically brings up that, you know, he didn't believe me before, really, but, like, he didn't go ahead with me before, but, you know, he'll come round. But we also have Enid in this episode, who's grieving for Carl still. Michonne tells her to step back. The whole story here really is, like, nothing works out. Basically, Michonne tells Maggie that Carl knew that, you know, Carl knew things don't just work out, but, you know, there has to be a balance. Like, Michonne tells Enid later on, like, one of the last scenes of the episode, she tells her that, you know, there's got to be something after. There's got to be a balance. I mean, we are going to fight to save this. We are going to go to war, but there's got to be something afterwards. You've still got to trust people. You've still got to have that in you, because if you don't, then there will be no future. And I also think when Michonne was talking to Maggie inside the hilltop about that, I think Maggie was probably thinking about Glenn too, in a way. I know she looked over to Judith and she was probably thinking, you know, people, like, kids are getting raised here and I'm pregnant, so it's like we've got to have that to us. We can't just go to war and kill everyone that we see and imprison them. But I also think she's thinking about Glenn too, because Glenn had that humanity to him. He was a bit like Carl, wasn't he, in that sense? I mean, Glenn only killed in season 6 for the first time. He never lost his way, did he? So I think Maggie probably had him in mind. But Maggie does come round, just like Vic did. And Maggie accepts the trade, and Georgie gives her the book, like the key to the future or something, which the episode's called The Key, so that's what it was about. It's actually a book about all long-term shit, really, windmills and all that stuff to survive in the future, which I'm very surprised about, something from the comic already. I won't go into it because people haven't read the comic, I don't really want to mention spoilers. But yeah, it was a very cool surprise. I did like this, I really did. And she said she'll be back soon. And I expect to see things up and running. But when she said that, I don't think she's going to be back for a while. I don't think we'll see them for a while. And I also think the helicopter that we saw earlier in the season, that Rick saw, I thought that was probably just something towards season 1. You know, when he was in Atlanta and he saw the helicopter, I thought, oh, it's a reference to from season 1, because Scott Gimple did say there's going to be several callbacks to the first seasons and the first few seasons. So I thought, okay, it's just that. But no, you know, I think that was, you know, Georgie and the Commonwealth and whatnot. I think it was them scouting, and they've probably seen the hilltop. Don't know how they didn't see Alexandria and like stuff, but I don't know how it is on the map really. I mean, we don't really know, do we? So I think they've just seen hilltop and they've gone there. I'm surprised she didn't have no soldiers with her. She only had Midge and Hilda, which are pretty damn weird. But maybe they're good in combat. I don't know. Who knows what they're gonna do? It could be a remix from the stuff in the comic. And we did a video on it, but there probably will be more discussion on it because it is very interesting. And I'm very surprised that they've planted that seed this early on. And me and Morgan will be doing a prediction video later on this week for the next episode that looks absolutely mental. There's a war at the hilltop and I can't wait. So yeah, tell us what you think down below. I mean, the JADIS stuff, I mean, that surprised the hell out of me. When I saw that, I was like, right, who's Negan with? Is this Sherry? Is this Laura? Or is it JADIS? It was those three, because those three have gone missing. And like, I kind of thought, oh right, it could be JADIS, but then she had no vehicle and she was just wearing a dress. So I was like, I'm not sure. And I was thinking, right, could it be Laura? And she'll tell about the white. But you know, it ended up being JADIS, and she's dressed and stuff, and there's a few things she can do here. She can go and bring him to Rick and say, you know, I want somewhere to stay. I want to gain your trust. Here you go. Or she can just say, I want Simon, and that's it. I don't care what happens after. I just want to kill Simon. It is very interesting though, because now Negan knows what Simon did. It might be the other way around. Negan might give Simon to JADIS. You never know. She might throw him in that meat grinder. Now that would be something, wouldn't it? Wow, that's just something that comes to my head as well, and I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. Wait for Simon to go out. That would be nasty. So yeah, before I ramble on about this episode, because it was that damn good, like the video, share it around, because people have been sharing our videos around recently and it's been helping out the channel so much. There's been a lot more discussion in the comments too, which we absolutely love, and I've been trying to apply to every single one of them and discuss it with you guys because I really love doing that. It's that time of year, it's the second half of the season, and The Walking Dead is always at its best. So if you're one of those people who like every single video and share them around, then thank you so much, because it really does help and we really do appreciate it. So yeah, that's what I have to say about this episode 4 now. Hope this doesn't corrupt on me. Hope you enjoyed, and as always, cheers for watching.